Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome back to day 2. I'm Isabel from Ottawa, Canada, and I'm here with Chris. And we had so much fun yesterday. How are you today, Chris?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be back and pumped to dive more into what we're working on.
Seriously, we did a lot and it looks so good. So this is great because yesterday we were working on the packaging for Uptown Juice Bros. And today we will be continuing working on that. And we might have a poster that you mentioned, right?
Yeah, if we can really knock out a lot, we might be able to work on how we might promote this company. So that's the goal, is to end with like a little poster.
Love it. So today, don't forget to send us your recommendations for the Creative Spotlight. And if you have missed the stream before ours, be sure to tune in to the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge with Andrew Hockrattle every weekday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific. Tune in and take your Illustrator skills to the next level. Also, are we going to have another interactive journey today, Chris?
Oh, we're always interactive. We want chat to be super involved, help dictate the pace, help us to figure out what we want to design, the different labels, the different brands. So yeah, most definitely.
Sounds good. So if you want to be able to help us, you have to come on Behance. If you're on YouTube, come on Behance, because this is where all the action is happening during the conversation. Help us design this wonderful packaging. Now, Chris, can you maybe do a quick recap for us of what we have done?
Yeah. So I'll kind of walk through what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we focused on figuring out, what we were going to name this company. We landed on Uptown Juice Brothers. We had a couple other names, Voyager and Corner Store Juicery, and Chad helped us pick Uptown Juice Bros. And then we also had some product names here that we kind of started figuring out. We had some great suggestions from Chad. Very Cherry is one that came from them, and Sunny Days. So we then started working on wordmark stuff. So this is kind of where we explored, just for a quick wordmark reference. We tried some scripts, some very tall typefaces, kind of more modern, sleek, but we landed somewhere that's a bit more bold. And so here we are here. And then we just wanted to make some character illustrations of our, Juice Bros. So this is when we started actually making the labels. And this is where we landed yesterday with a couple different label concepts. And then today we're really going to dive in and flesh those out a lot more.
Love it. So before we get started, I just want to say hello to Voodooval, Tiana. I want to say hello to Crystal, Dopegasm. Oh, thanks for coming back, Dopegasm. We have Gal, we have Oliver, Patrick, Robert. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, glad to have y'all back.
All right.
Yeah, so let me get going on this. In case anyone's interested, while you're streaming, you can go and check out any of my past work on Behance. If you're interested, you can check all this stuff out. Feel free to connect on here, on Instagram. This is one of my handles, Creative Punch MG, but also on Baby Grand. Shoot a DM, anything like that, and we can talk more after the show and just hang out and have fun. Love meeting y'all. So don't be scared to follow and talk to one another. But yeah, so today the main agenda is really fleshing out all of the product line for Uptown Juice Bros. We've got like our main key art, which is both of the Juice Brothers. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that backstory for them so we can help flesh out some more product line. And then we also have this main front label, and then we'll work on the back label and just kind of flesh out a ton of product. We'll explore how that could extend their product line as well. So As an example here, you can see that we started working on the label with Photoshop. So this is just a mock-up we put on really quickly. You can see how that really pops off. And so we have a few other mock-ups that we're going to explore working with today in Photoshop and etc. So that's our main agenda, and really excited to dive in.
Me too. Let's do this.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to first kind of break away our designs a little bit from just the text. So we have a bunch of flavors here. We used Adobe stock yesterday. We started fleshing out some custom illustrations, but since we spent a decent amount of time on the people, we wanted to make sure to, for concept purposes, be able to flesh these out and get them done quickly so we can continue down the packaging route. So we have a bunch of different fruits, and what I did a little bit as well is pull in some new fruit. So new fruit and some vegetables. So we have some vegetables. I assume juiceries, they do vegetables too, not just fruit. So
that's true.
Didn't want to be, solely fruit. I'm a big fruit person more than vegetables. I like more strawberries and watermelons more than like lettuce and carrots.
What about you people in the chat? Are you more of a fruit person or a vegetable person? I would say I'm half and half personally. I kind of like to mix things up.
Oh yeah, well, give me your favorite fruit and your favorite vegetable.
Oh my God. This is hard because I'm very much about whatever I feel in the moment. I would say right now, because it's very cold outside. It's not necessarily a vegetable, but I like anything squash. So butternut squash and like sweet potatoes, because to me, that's winter. That makes sense.
Squash. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And fruits. I don't know. I guess like my midnight snack these days is apples and peanut butter. So apples,
you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, cannot go wrong with the apple peanut butter. Love. Yes, please. Give me more.
Yeah, I love that. So we have a Biola saying mix. Voodooval, I think I like fruits and veggies equally. Sarah says potatoes, Crystal strawberries. Patrick, pretty mixed bag. Favorite fruit, banana. Favorite vegetable, carrot. Dopegasm, I love a good fruit salad. Oh yes, fruit salad is awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Potato with the shout. It never crosses my mind to choose potato. I feel like potato is cheating because you can make French fries, okay. But it is the best because it's so good. So who's to say?
I like a lot of zucchinis. Like I love a good bowl of zoodles.
Ooh, zoodles.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy. Very fancy.
That's when you turn the zucchini into like fake spaghetti.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm a spaghetti fiend, so it's hard for me to embrace the fake spaghetti. I'll be honest. It's like I would rather just have little normal spaghetti with noodles and stuff. So it's kind of hard, but I respect it though. So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of duplicating all of the labels, the two labels we started out with, which will kind of be the core brand for Uptown Juice Bros. We want to make something that's going to pop off the shelf, something that people can recognize easily, and something that's going to look really dope when they actually put them in like on a table and take a picture of it, And what we were doing yesterday was something like this, like trying to make a fruit punch. And it wasn't really coming off because the illustrations were really compact into this circle. And so thinking through it some more, I think what we should do is make each product specifically to a fruit or a vegetable instead of making it like a big combination mix. Then the ingredients, we can have more ingredients, but we want people to be able to recognize like this is watermelon or this is cherry or, this is grape. So
makes sense.
In the chat, if y'all have some suggestions for names for fruits, feel free to come up with something because we've got very cherry, sunny days. we need a whole bunch more. Preferably puns are great. So anything to do with like apple, banana, mango, pineapple, anything that could be punny, throw it in here.
There you go. So the chat, you are the creative director today. You get to give us your best ideas.
So what I'm thinking with some of these is that it's actually going to be kind of hard to like make them all the same. So for instance, like a banana is yellow. So putting a banana in a yellow dot isn't going to necessarily work because you're not going to see it. So trying to think through, it won't stand out. You know, you'll just see a big yellow dot. So trying to think of, you know, what would be another alternate way to make this seem on brand, but individual, you know, to that.
So that you still understand that it's part of the same family and maybe the same color palette with like a few iteration, essentially.
Yeah, and normally, you know, we would go through a full brand exercise, like with our client, and we would define the color palette, we would define all of these things so that there was no guessing. Like we know that this is the color palette, we know that this is like what we want the brand to look, feel like, you know, all that jazz. But since we're kind of doing this, you know, run and gun, we're going to just kind of move forward with making these things go quickly.
So we have some suggestion here. We have banana ya nana. I love that.
Banana ya nana?
Yeah. Banana
like,
ya nana.
Like my nana is getting bananaed?
It's like really funny.
yeah, that's funny. Banana ya
I love this one too here. We have mango tango.
Ooh, okay. There we go. I like that. As we go, I'm gonna put them in here. Mango tango. And we'll go back and, you know, adjust. We're using one of the fonts from Chutzpah Design called Palm Canyon Drive for our main script down below to kind of contrast our really bold logo mark. Super recommend all of the fonts from Amy and Jen.
That's lovely.
The best. So yeah, banana. I'll have to figure out banana ya nana because that's a long one.
That's right. Or just banana, yeah, that's cool too because it's like, yo.
Banana, yeah. Or question mark banana,
or
yeah.
Banana, yes, like an S, like yes, like instead of yes, banana, yes, yeah.
Banana, yes. What if it was like, you know, yes, queen? It was like yes, banana. Is that how you do the yes? Yes, banana, banana.
I think so. Yes, banana. I like that.
Yeah, we'll see that feels very like you already start feeling like you start loving that thing right there. Like I would want to drink that. So got cherry. Another thing that we didn't explore yesterday because we were trying to make a mix and match was we were having slices with full product, right? So you have a slice of a watermelon and a slice of a banana or something. But now if we're able to just focus in on each one, we can actually just put like the full thing. So a full watermelon and a half slice of watermelon. And that might come across a bit cooler.
I think it's less confusing too for the consumer because if you were to walk by it in an aisle, you would understand right away what the product is about.
Yeah. The quicker we can get people to know what our product is, the quicker they can drink it.
That's it. The quicker you get money from them.
Yeah. Hey, it's not all about money, all right? It's not all about. We want them to drink it, but no, yes.
Well, the end product, the end result.
No, we want them to buy it. I want them to buy a 12 pack A whole case.
That's it.
Yes.
You want them to have a subscription thing every month because they love it so much.
Oh, a subscription. That would be pretty fun.
We have another good one here. Razzmatazz for raspberry.
Ah, okay. Let me put that in here. Razzmatazz. Is that how you do razzmatazz? Is that razzmatazz?
Yes.
R-A-Z-M-A-T.
Two Z's in the middle. Razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz. All right.
Oh, you can actually here. Robert has like two Z's each time. Sorry.
Oh, 2 Z's each time.
Yeah.
Okay. That works great. That, I feel like that's gonna be. Those Z's are funky. I like them. That's fun.
That is super fun. Definitely feeling the vibe from the bros with that name.
Yeah. I think we'll just do one. We're definitely gonna just do grape drink. That's definitely gonna happen. 1,000%.
We have grape escape actually in the chat.
Grape escape? Okay. Let me put that. Grape escape. Yeah, that's fun. And then we'll bring that over so that feels a bit more natural. Bring this over. I wonder if it's too much. Nope, it is not. It's perfect. Not exactly perfect, but it's close enough.
There you go.
Too much of a space. So just make that. So now I can use this space as my standard space for when I have two different words. Kind of bring them together. That's perfect. Ooh, we got a different. Do we like this one? That one? I think I like that. Mango tango.
I think it's nice with the G.
Yeah. So I gotta make sure to get this to where the G's aren't getting totally lost. But might just be a victim of design. So if we come in here, I don't know if we got any G alternates. Oh yeah. See, Amy and Jen, they account for everything. They just know.
Oh, this is pretty.
Yeah. So I can go in there and do that. And so we'll bring that to the front. I think that's important that it needs to be written. The organic ingredients needs to be visible. So we're not going to cover that up. We'll probably go in and shorten this up a little bit. So grape will come in here. We want the grape to really shine. Oh yeah.
We have a question from Laura. What's the shortcut to manipulate the space between the letters?
Yeah, so one thing what I did for that is I came in and I just actually made the type smaller. So for instance, on the O, you'll notice that the font size is like 53.81 or whatever. What I did to just make it go quicker is I just decreased like the size of that one space. And so it brought it closer together. That's probably not the best way to do it, but it was quick and dirty for what I was trying to accomplish. Because one thing I'm doing so for instance, this G and the R, there's no space in between it, but there is like visible space. So if you hold Option and left arrow, it brings that closer together, right? So that decreases the kerning and everything in between for each letter. So instead of having to come here and like do this, which doesn't really do anything for the tracking, you could just use the Option and arrow keys and they'll bring it closer together.
So there you go. Oh, we have another good name here. Smashin' Passion.
Oh, so passion fruit? Smash and passion. Very nice. This one will be very interesting to figure out.
It's a little long. So Laura says, wow, thank you for the little trick.
Oh yeah, you're very welcome. I hope you use it extremely well and figure out a better way to do it than me, and then tell me how to do it.
So Chris, this is not your first live. This is your third one, if I'm correct.
Yes, this is number 3.
This is crazy.
I know. I love doing these streams. They're so super fun. Getting to hang out with all of y'all in the chat. You know, it's just a blast being able to do it and like have some fun, experience some stuff. So would love to keep doing them. And you've been doing both. Like, you know, you've done streams and hosting.
Yes.
Which is like you're pulling, you know, all day shifts over here.
It's super fun. I love design so much. Like I live and breathe design. I'm sure you are the same way. So hosting or designing to me is equally just as fun because I get to work with my passion essentially.
Yeah. It's fun to be able to just do what you're passionate about and like, you know, 1, make a living off of it, but 2, get to experience it with different people. You know, it's just
exactly the feeling of community. Just community overall is definitely in the middle for like of everything for me personally. It's like clients, people in the chat today. I do a side local community design in my city. So like community is very much at the center of everything that I do. So there you go. This was my TED Talk. Thank you.
I'm glad I got a free ticket. Feel very lucky. No, we've talked off screen and you know, you've got so many cool things going on. And so
Thank you.
I think it's cool that you're able to, I think it's impressive you're able to balance it all, but
thanks.
Just being able to do it in general is pretty impressive.
The trick is for balancing it all. I mean, to be honest, I'm still figuring that out. But specifically for the Ottawa Design Club, I have wonderful people that I work with. Like I'm not the only one. If I can give them a shout out, if you don't mind.
If I don't mind, yeah, you go give them the shout. Let me know. If people that I need to meet, then I would gladly be a part of it.
Yeah, and for all of you too in the chat. Well, Ariane, who's been here, actually, we designed a zine together. Hi, Ariane. I know she's watching. There's also Chanel, who's been helping a lot, and we have a new one in our team. Her name is Firdaus, and we complement each other really well. So having a side thing, even if it's a passion project, I think it was needed. I could not do everything that we do if I didn't have like people that are as passionate as me, like working with me.
Yeah, having that crew together, that makes a big difference.
Well, it's like just like you, right? You said that you merged from Creative Punch to Baby Grand. Like now that you have more like people and heads, like you do more work, right? Like because you're a full team behind it. Oh
yeah. Now with more people in a team, you can accomplish a lot more. You know, you can really serve your clients better. And so the more opportunities that we can do that and grow, then we want to take advantage of it.
There's a lot of strengths in numbers.
Yes, especially when you're doing the work we're doing, the creative work, because the bounce ideas off each other like really helps you to be better, you know, having different perspectives.
Absolutely.
From wherever you're living or you're from and your background, that influences your creative. So the more people, I mean, you don't want to have too many cooks in the kitchen, but if you can create some trust within a team, the more outlooks and perspectives you can get, the
That's
more
it.
successful you're going to be.
Mm-hmm. And it's also important too, I think, to acknowledge that when working in a team, your weaknesses and your strength, because when you know that, then you can go and get those strengths in other people. And that's also a good way to find a team. So then you know that you could truly deliver something that is amazing because you have strengths like for everything.
Yeah.
This is getting very philosophical.
Very philosophical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't know y'all were getting a stream and a philosophical session.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a
So,
full TED Talk.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Full TED Talk. No, you're good. So we've got razzmatazz here. Where's my raspberry? Do you see a raspberry in here? I don't know if I. This is raspberry here, yeah?
Yes.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure I grab the right thing. I feel like we've got so many different fruits. My mind is like doesn't know what's what anymore.
I get that.
I try to make these as unified and bright as possible too, so that way they really come across. And I feel like right now we're using the same color for the cherry and the razzmatazz. So maybe we make this a little bit more. Let's see. I think I need a picture reference for a raspberry. So let's just like
maybe more fuchsia. Like a
fuchsia.
Deep pink. Yeah. I feel like raspberries. I mean, they're red, but there's a bit more pink in it.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So we have a question here from Dopegasm. What is your favorite website builder?
Ooh, the one that I've worked the most in is Squarespace, but I particularly like Webflow. But the one that I've done the most work in is Squarespace. So we tend to stick with Webflow for most of our client, needs.
I feel that Webflow has a lot of different functionalities that I think it's like the new WordPress, right?
Yeah, the new WordPress and just a bit better. I don't really particularly like WordPress. So what I'm doing now is one cool thing you can do is if you want different shades of your colors, like one of these, I don't know what they're called, the buttons on the side of the screen, one of your tabs or et cetera. One of them is always a color guide. And a lot of people will probably ignore that, but you can come in here and you can get high contrast, all different types of colors specific to the color you've selected. So I pulled in this new raspberry kind of pink, and I was curious what could be suggested for it. And so I pulled up the shades panel. And so now I've kind of got dark to light. And so I can kind of get a little darker. Obviously, so that is the same. So I can make it a little dark, or maybe it'll get me to a point that I feel comfortable, So that's probably too dark. But what I can do is now select this, and it might give me something in between, And if it doesn't fit, then that's okay. I can come here and just manually do it myself, Because I think like having that color variation would be important for this raspberry.
Razzmatazz. This is another thing that I'll go to bed tonight and I'll be like, why did I say that? Why did I do it like that?
Yeah. No, I think it's great. So we got razzmatazz, mango, tango.
Oh, it's looking grape.
It's looking grape.
It's looking grape.
So one thing we need to do is we need to write down some of these, because that we can use these for the poster. It's looking great.
We have a lot of good long ones like in the chat. People are still continuing to give us some puns.
Throw them out. What do we got? What do we got working?
Okay, so we have Loco Nut for coconut.
Loco Nut, okay.
Orange You Glad. I love that one. Thank you, Crystal. And thank you, Williams.
Aren't you glad? Love that.
I love that too. We have Spear Drink for pear.
Say it again now. Spear
drink or loving pear for spear drink for pear. We have we have Pam Pam for pomegranate, but you write it pomegranate.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to look up how to spell pomegranate. Oh, I've messed it up.
Just write Pam Pam, and then we will know.
Pam
there
Pam.
You go.
Good enough.
We have electric blueberry.
Okay, and then I'm gonna put it's electric as kind of like a poster potentially. Okay. Anything else?
And then Doggasm saying, "Don't forget to save."
Oh yeah. So one, you don't really notice it, but I don't have to hit save because I'm using a program from Astute Graphics called Auto Savior. So every 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, it automatically saves in the background. You probably don't notice it because it's very quick and very faint, but if you look in the middle of my screen, you'll notice it occasionally will say Auto Savior in the background. So that's a thing that I don't have to really worry about. But thanks for the reminder though. And you know, just because you reminded me, I will hit save. And now we're good to go.
Can I tell you a secret? I guess for everybody who's watching, the first day of my life when I was designing a design, I forgot to save and I lost a lot of what I had done and I forgot to save live.
Oh no.
And I think we were 5 minutes to the end. And I panicked a little bit. You might see it if you go back and watch. But it's totally fine. It was very authentic. So yeah, but the next day it became like a running joke and everybody was telling me to save in the chat too. And I was like, yeah, it's like a nervous tick at this point. It's like command save.
Yep. It's better to do it at that point than and learn. It's happened to all of us.
The best of us. Yeah. So be gentle on yourself if ever it happens. And there's always Command Z too that you can use sometimes to recoup. And thankfully, I was able to recoup everything with a lot of Command Z's. And then save a few times in between for different, different things.
Yes, it's important to save. So important. All right, so coconut, grape, Pam Pam, blueberry. That's one we can do. I think this looks like a blue. We can adjust this to be more blue. You know, get that coming here. It's pretty fun. Wonder if we got some more little shapes for blueberries.
Maybe like the big one, like underneath the pineapple or above the salad.
Like this? Don't you mean?
Like this is a tomato, but even the one above, like it's big, but if you would make it small, could be a good blueberry.
Yeah, I think we'll probably take the idea of that and apply it to these. So like these are a bit too geometric. I kind of want to make them, you know.
Good call.
A little bit more like fruity looking. Either fruity or googly eye looking, who knows? You know, they look like googly eyes. They look like fruit. It's all the same. Let's see, we'll start here. There's that blue. Maybe we'll just start with this. No, let's see what we got in our library here. Is that a good blue? That's a bit too blue.
It's electric though, like, right?
It is electric.
It's very electric.
It is electric blue. Woo, that's blue.
That is blue. That's giving me a 95 Windows vibe.
Yeah, that is very blue. I kind of like a little toned down version of it here. Maybe bring a little bit more blue into it. Yeah, that feels better. Let's go with that one. And you have to remember that this totally changes when you like bring it to print. Like you have to look at your Pantone books and
yes,
blues really,
yeah,
it's a totally different thing.
Blues are hard to print, so be sure to communicate with your printer before if you have a lot of blue in your design.
Yes. Anything else from chat in specific to like any ideas? Like we're pretty good right now on those, like in terms of our label. I think we have plenty of labels here and plenty of names. But if y'all want to think about some potential slogans or things we can put for the back label, go ahead. That'd be great.
All right, chat. So, what a guava. That's cool.
What a guava? Is that for watermelon?
What a guava. I think guava, but I don't know what a guava looks like.
I don't either. I don't know. What is a guava?
So, William, can you help us with that, please? What is a guava?
And then I think we had orange, you glad. It's a little long. Maybe we just do you like that. Make it very
text.
Very text.
Very text, yeah.
Yeah, not proper. Like very much not proper. I think the whole brand of these two brothers is, so some backstory for the client is it's these two brothers that, kind of grew up urban neighborhood. Like they noticed that a lot of the kids in their school and them growing up did not, all the healthy stuff was too expensive and also very not good. It just didn't taste good. So everyone was always drinking bad stuff. So they wanted to start a juicery that can, give kids in the neighborhood healthy living, also just having fun and stuff that just tastes good, So that's kind of the main backstory with this particular client.
That's great. So giving back, community focus again.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's do an orange one.
So we have Biola saying guava is delicious. It's a small greenish yellowish fruit with a strong scent. And then William saying guava is like a miniature mango.
Miniature mango.
I'm very intrigued. I'm gonna check that out. I'm sure I've had some before in smoothies and in drinks before, but I don't think I've had one like individually and just like that.
Yeah, I don't think that I have either. I don't know. Showing a little bit of my not cultured self, I guess.
But that's it. We're discovering new things. Hey, it's like the chat is discovering new things. We are discovering new things. This is a give. Loving it.
Yeah, it's perfect. So I'm gonna grab this orange and guess we'll
it's a tropical fruit. That's what I thought. That's what Biola's saying. It's mostly in tropical areas.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably why I don't see it. Not in tropical area at all.
Not in tropical area at all for me either.
You especially, yeah. You are in below freezing temperature.
Right now. Yeah, it's a little cold. So is it freezing for all of you in the chat? Like how is the weather right now? I am at minus 17 Celsius. And I think it was what, one degree Fahrenheit for the American people. That's like very cold.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll let you do that.
And I'm technically in like a hot part of Canada too.
A hot part. That is not hot. Wrong.
It's just it's winter right now, so
that is not the way it's supposed to be.
I enjoy it though. Like it's beautiful outside. There's a lot of snow, so it's perfect for winter sports. And personally, I love winter sports,
like hockey and stuff.
I guess.
Like, what is winter sport?
For me, it's I love snowshoeing a lot, and like going on hikes snowshoeing. That's my winter sport. And I love going to the cottage and doing a campfire with like a big blanket. I love that. That's not necessarily a sport, but the snowshoeing is.
Yeah.
I don't skate, but there's a lot of skating opportunities around Ottawa because we have the Rideau Canal, which is the longest skating rink in the world. Oh,
dang. I've never heard of that.
It's a canal that freezes during winter, and I think it's really long. I don't have like the proper metrics, but it's one of the longest like in the world.
Yeah.
We have a festival around it and everything. So.
That's cool though.
It is cool. Like whenever there's no COVID, we celebrate it.
Yeah, COVID putting a damper on a lot of celebrations.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I dared to say the C word today. Chris, this is a fictional project. Oh, sorry. So Voodooval was answering because Robert has asked, how have you think about any flower drinks for the next flavor drink project? Flower drinks. Flower flavored.
Flower flavored? I have not. I didn't know that I could do that. But I guess since this is fictional, that we could do anything we want to do. But that is good suggestion.
I think we see a lot of elder flowers like in the drink world these days.
Yeah. Where's my mango here? Help me out. Do I have a mango in here? I can make one if not. I want to get going on the back, but
I think actually in your first set, the one on the left, right beside the lemon slice, that could be a mango on the right side of the lemon slice, the full circle lemon slice.
Huh?
Beside, like in between the lemon slice and the pineapple, we'll get it. Yeah,
we'll get there. Tell me right or left from here. This one.
Yeah,
that's a mango. Yes. Really?
I don't think it is, but I think you can
manipulate.
I think you can play with it. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll leave it there for now. Sorry to make you go through all that. We'll leave it there for now. We'll joke. Gotcha.
Yeah. There you go. We have a question from Patrick. How would Chris adjust this logo for different application, web, IG, merch, etc.? This is a great question.
Yeah. So with this, we would basically have it in different kind of layouts. So for instance, I'll just bring it in as a red color for now. But if you could imagine this on a shirt, and this will be very, very, very basic, but just to give you an idea of a shirt usage, we could come in and basically have it in different layouts. Like we've got it in some layouts that are horizontal right now, but we could easily go into vertical. So if that's a t-shirt, you know, you can have it straight up in the middle like that. You could do something really cool and funky and have it just here like this.
On the sleeve too. I love logos on sleeves.
Exactly, yeah. So you can come in and you could do it on a sleeve, or you could do it even like that. So it would be kind of like that is how you would experience it. Yeah, there's a lot of cool different things you can do with it. I think maintaining it to be kind of its own brand, so it's never like centered, like the Uptown's never centered on Juice Bros. It's always in this orientation, would be really cool. And then you could come in and you could make it, you know, you can make these shirts flavored, or just bring in the actual styles for the flavors of drinks. So you could do something like that, right? And that could be a whole shirt.
Actually,
that
you
could be
could
something
have
you could wear staff.
all of the fruits too and create a really funky pattern.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
If this is like the back of the shirt over here on the left, we can do this just so we know that that's the back. We could come in and let's say that we wanted to make this shirt yellow, so it's representative of the actual brand, you know, how the fruits would be seen on the brand. You come in, copy those, paste them here. Let's just shrink them down to reasonable size. You know, we could do something crazy, like just having these fruits. Now, this isn't gonna be how you would actually lay it out. This is completely just slapping fruits on a t-shirt, on like a square. But you can maneuver them in a cool way where you could see the flavors for everything in one fell swoop, you know. And then depending on your slogan, you could do some crazy stuff with it. So that is a very, very bad t-shirt, but in terms of just having some quick look references of how the brand can flesh itself out, this is a good way to take a note. You know, this would qualify as a sketch. So what I would go back and do is, when we're developing merch for the client, come back to this, and I know that I want to do like a compilation of all these different fruits. So that's how that would roll.
Yeah, it's good to know, and it's good to try it out too, to make sure that the brand has some longevity after. Because if it's hard to like apply to other things, then you know that you might have a problem after a little while.
Yeah, for sure.
We have some ideas for taglines here.
Perfect.
In the chat. So break loose the juice, or let loose and juice. That's
let
great.
Loose and juice. That's fun. I like the let loose and juice a lot. And the break loose is cool too.
Oh, this one is good too. Feeling down, go uptown. This is great.
Perfect. Feeling down, go uptown. Who came up with that?
So Dopegasm. Dopegasm is like
Dopegasm.
Really on the ball. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Shout outs to Dopegasm.
Yeah.
Great job. That's a great, love that. So what I did just for a reference point is I went and just grab the back label of something just so I can understand what all needs to go on this back, you know, maybe what's required by legal. And just also just to snag some sample barcode and some sample nutrition facts. Do a lot of packaging in the, you know, product realm, and whenever we mock up stuff for our client on the jump, you know, we always put a for placement only on this. So basically letting them know that this is not final and they need to provide us with the correct art, the correct files, and we can secure it for them too. There's plenty of ways for you to generate barcodes and stuff, but the nutrition facts has to come specifically from them. And you want to make sure that you cover yourself when you're doing a lot of this, because you don't want to be held liable if something goes wrong. They need to approve everything. You know, it just can't, don't let it all fall on you.
Now, always protect your assets, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. So I'm just grabbing a quick font that I can use on the back, and then we'll start throwing these on some mock-ups and really fleshing out how this brand goes. And then we'll go into some product line extension and the poster. So that'll move really quickly now that we've got a lot of these done. I'm really excited about this color. We've got a lot of really great color, and we still have the Smash and Passion and the Sunny Days we could look at, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, we've got 8 different juices.
That's
so
a lot. This is a good collection.
Yeah. So I love that tagline, feeling down, go uptown. And I actually didn't change the blue really quick to be electric. So let's do.
So we have a question from Val here. So Chris, this is a fictional project, but if it weren't, at which points would you have stopped to communicate and present these to your client, and why?
Yeah, so initially when we were building out stuff for clients, you know, we'll go through a full exercise to understand their kind of brand vibe. So we'll understand how playful they want to be. We'll know if they want to be very bright and vibrant. We'll really get an understanding of what it is that makes them who they are. And it's not just asking them their preferences of like, hey, what's your favorite kind of a logo or anything. It's really more about understanding their passion behind their work. And so once we know that, we would send them a document kind of recapping that and ask, hey, is this all sound about right? You know, give us a sign off. And once they give us a sign off on that, then we develop our concepts. And we wouldn't share anything with them along the way. We would tell them, yeah, we'll be ready in whatever time frame that we need. Sometimes it's the earliest it is 2 weeks, but that's for something like this, it would probably be more along the lines of 3 to 4 weeks is what we would take to develop a full brand. We wouldn't do every variation. So we would come up with probably 2 to 3 concepts for the brand. This would be one, and we would not share all of these necessarily, unless they told us these were all of the products. We will most likely do 1 to 2 and then get the sign off on the art direction before building out everything. And so that's kind of the process, but we would mock it up for them, show them in real life, application, everything like that. Cause we want them to understand how the brand fleshes out.
Would you present 1 concept or 2, or is that something that is already negotiated when you talk to them?
We would always present at least 2. You know, we don't really do 1 concept, although I know some people that do that. And I have done that in the past if I just feel like it's a home run and I know they're going to love it.
Yeah.
But normally I like to particularly do as much as I can, or fill out the required scope of work. And we usually do a couple different concepts. So it would be a bit weird to only send them 1.
I think it depends too. Like if the direction is very, very clear and they come with exactly what they want, like they just need to have someone like to make their vision come to life. But it's when they're kind of asking for your expertise, like that's when probably you would go for 2, because you don't want to corner them either. You want them to have a choice.
Yeah, and you don't want to give them too much too. You know,
2 is a magic number.
Yeah. You don't want to get too crazy. Just give them what they need to get.
Mm-hmm. More than 3, I find that's when they get confused.
Yeah, if you give them like 7, they might. That's just too much.
It's too much. So we have a really great question from Julia. Lulia. Sorry if I'm not saying your name properly. How do you crop cut so fast? I can't see on the right side how you do it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So for instance, I pulled this image in here. And so when I actually have a mouse with a lot of plugins, all my shortcuts. You can kind of see at the bottom of my screen, it's got all my shortcuts labeled in it. But particularly for this crop that I did, when I come here, you open up your properties panel at the top right of your screen, you get a lot of different stuff. If you go down to the bottom, it says quick actions. One of those is crop image. And so now that this is cropped, the highlighted portion is what it's going to crop down to. So then I just grab these anchor points and I move them. And when I'm done, I hit apply and there we go. It's cropped. And then I can delete it too. So makes it good, makes it quick and easy.
So also another question, how do you usually present concepts to a client? Do you have a presentation template that you use?
Yes, so we have the same kind of presentation that we will do pretty often for our clients. We tailor each mockup to their need. We'll license the mockup appropriately and et cetera. But yeah, we have the same kind of template for each one. So when we go through it, they're in InDesign and we can throw in our mockups. We like to keep logos kind of on a clean background so people can easily see it. And then we give application to that concept. Then we show any additional things like iconography or et cetera, and kind of present it in that way. So it feels very holistic. It doesn't feel like everything is its own thing. And then once we go to a new concept, we clearly tell them concept 2 is starting now with a slide, and then we move forward in that way.
That's it. So there's no guessing.
Yeah, no guessing, clear communication, and really ease of use.
I also feel that whenever you present concepts to a client in a very proper template with mockups, so it's almost finished, it looks like a finished product, that there's less revision in that way. Do you agree with that?
I've been a part of it all, so the revision, there's no way to know. There's no way to know what's gonna stop a revision from coming. You just have to kind of roll with the punches. That's kind of my experience with it. I do believe that the more unified you can make it from the jump will save you a lot of pain, but you also don't want to do too much knowing that it could change. So it's a balancing act of doing just enough to where your client gets the understanding, but also where you're not spending way more time than you should be on the first round. That way you're not having to redo everything. Also, if you give them like 20 mockups to start, and then you go into your second round in the revision phase, their expectation is going to be 20 mockups.
20 mockups.
So, set your standard at what you think is feasible. And if you're making a ton of money from it, then maybe you should do that. But, you even then you want to keep a very consistent how you work with every client and know that is how it's going in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull up some mockups here. So we're going to open up Photoshop. And what I like to do is I like to have everything in my library much easier to edit them and easier to use them. So I'm going to open my library. I'm going to create a folder, and I'm gonna call it labels. I'm gonna move this out of labels because it's gonna be in there. And then I'm going to highlight all of this. I'm just gonna drag it in there. And now it's a vectorized file in my library, which is the best. I'm also going to do that with the logos, but I won't do it just yet. Bring this one. You don't want to do them all as, if I highlighted them all and dragged them, then it would just be one, that would be the file. So I don't want to do them all because it just won't work. You'll see in a second when I go into the actual, Photoshop file.
What is your favorite thing to do when you're creating a brand?
Ooh, mockups.
Me too. I was going to say, like, now that we're about to go into mockups, I got butterflies. Actually, I'm super excited to see what it's going to look like. So I had to ask.
Yeah, I love, like, obviously the creative phase is very fun, like coming up with the concept, like what we've been doing, super fun, love it. It is very satisfying because you get to see something come from nothing. But once you put in a mock-up, you really start to understand how the brand lives. And that is kind of where a lot of the creativity seems to grow from too, because you're trying to make it work. You also don't want to just get a mock-up that's not tangible. If the bottle that they want to use, don't go get a can and then put it on a can, or put it on a bottle they're not going to use. Like, try to find something specific for it. And if you can't find anything, then make it, take a picture of the bottle, put the label on that bottle for them, make it look good. You want to go that extra mile because it's going to make everything come together much easier.
I've done that once for when I used to work at my previous job before I started working for myself. I knew that the client had a very hard time envisioning the banners that I was designing. So I went to the physical place of where we had, because we were going to replace the banners. So I went to the physical place, took a picture of what there was at that time, and then put my design on the picture and even adjusted the shadows and everything so it looked real. And when I presented them the mock-ups, they were so impressed that I did this. I had a shout out in front of everybody, like all the full team, and I went to like the high creative director, and I'm like, my goodness, this is nothing, but it made a big impression.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, the more you can do that kind of stuff, the better. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting it on like a very vibrant background. I'm noticing that this particular mock-up, it's got like a weird shadow thing going on there. So I'm gonna see what happens if I try to fit it within it. I think that's supposed to be where the ridge happens on the actual bottle. And so we'll see. It doesn't look like it's letting me edit it too much. Because each mock-up, they are designed for, they're designed
specific
for that
need.
Yeah, and each person designs it for them. So we were using this yesterday, but it doesn't really let me go in and change too much. It's a pretty basic one. So we might stick with it. If I can go in and change color on this, I think, at least. So yeah, see, that's a liquid color. So if I click this, it'll let me change the liquid accordingly, which is probably what we want. So just for concept purposes, we might stick with this one for ease of use. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually get rid of the background color, because I want to have all these lined up like this, and I want to be able to export them quickly and put them all lined up very fast because we don't have a ton more time. So I am going to start getting into just, really bringing these to life here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, another thing, I want to keep all the bottle caps the same. I want them to be like unified in that way. I'm going to change my preferences on export. Right now they're set to JPEG. I'm going to move that to PNG. So that way I can quickly export these. And then I really want this to be smaller. I'm scared I don't always like doing this, but I'm going to, okay. So yeah, that works better. So I just cropped that to be a little bit cleaner, although, yeah, I guess it's fine. That edge, that'll be fine for concepting. So now I'll be able to, you're laughing because you know that I'm being very particular.
But I would do the same thing. So
yeah,
I'm like laughing in solidarity.
Yeah, we can suffer together.
Exactly.
So I'm going to start exporting all of these as PNGs. So I'm going to just Juice Bros 1. All right. So now I know that that's there. Now I'm just going to bring in my other one and click save. And now it's there. And so instead of like trying to, having to go back and have all these be all my liquid colors, like having to change them every time, like if I needed a mistake or something, I'm just going to duplicate this liquid color layer. That way now I can just change it accordingly and I don't have to worry about like messing up my
good trick.
Yeah, so like let's say I needed to go back to yellow, I can just click it on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having to go back every time and changing that. So yeah.
We have a really great question here from Dolgazan. If a client really, and really is all in caps, wants something in their logo, but it just doesn't work, what do you do?
Well, one of my key principles for design is purpose driven. So I always ask my client, well, what's the purpose of this? Are we doing this just because, you want it? Are we doing this because it's serving your customer base well? And I make sure to let them know, ultimately it's their brand, it's their product, it's not yours. So you can, if they're asking for something that's going to be damaging to you, then you might want to, reconsider that. But if it's just like putting a logo somewhere that doesn't look good, just bring it up to them, explain to them why you don't think it's a good decision. And at the end of the day, if they really want it, you can just do it and not put it on your portfolio. Just get paid for it.
Pretty much.
So yeah, that would be my suggestion.
Or sometimes if I like the brand, what I do is I just don't use that specific like product of the brand, or I will rejig the brand a little bit for the portfolio. Like if there's stuff that does not necessarily look good on how they use the brand, like sometimes you can quote unquote cheat on that for the portfolio.
Oh yeah. Well, your portfolio doesn't have to even be everything that they made. You can, if you really want to, you can definitely go in and add stuff into the portfolio that you concepted to help sell more your creative side. Because a lot of times there are things that you try to mock up or sell them on, they're not going to do everything. So being able to show your full creativity, I think, is important. So don't be scared to do that too.
Specifically, if your style is about being clean, like we're seeing a lot of designers having a really clean design these days, I find. And then a client comes in and, they want to put their logo everywhere. maybe they're not the best client for you if you're super clean, but
Yeah.
Don't break like the cohesiveness of your portfolio for something like that.
Yeah, definitely always. Sometimes you're all because a client wants to work with you doesn't mean that they're a good match. Sometimes you're not a good match for a client, and that's okay if that is. You want to make sure that not only is the work enjoyable and that you're getting your value, but also that you are enjoying what you're doing and everything. Now, sometimes you just need to make the sacrifice because we all got to pay bills, but if you can afford to make the decisions where you're specifically you're specifically doing work that is allowing you to have the most fun and to enjoy yourself the most, then I recommend doing that.
Absolutely. It's normal that you're not for everyone, and that is totally okay.
That's a great way of putting it. So now we have a whole bunch of mock-ups for our juice. We've got all 8. What I'm going to do is just make one for the back, just so that we have it. But I won't make it all for the back, just out of time's sake. If we have a little bit of time at the end, I'll go back and do them all. But I just want to have one for the back. That way we can, do a side by side of one particular one for the client. So we've got all those. I'm going to come back to my Illustrator file. Let's see, let's create something new. Let's do print. I don't know why it always goes to those. And then let's do 11, or no, let's do 22 by 28. And this is in RGB, so we'll just keep it in RGB for now. Ooh, I don't think this is the right size from the poster mockup. So I'm going to check the poster mockup really quickly and see what size that is. So I feel like that might be 11 by 17.
I love that mockup. I have that mockup too. I love it.
The classic urban mockup that you don't see in the world that often.
Yes, seriously.
So I'm going to just have it here just in case we do need to use it, but I'm going to change this one to 11 by 17. And if anyone has any questions about what's going on or any suggestions, feel free to throw them in chat, So
yes, I think everybody is hypnotized by your mockups because it's a little quiet right now. I am definitely hypnotized by what you're doing.
It's all good. Yeah, if anybody has anything going on or they're interested to hear about, feel free to jump in and say it. So I need to bring this over. So now I'm going to start kind of dragging these in, and let's see, this is banana, so we can kind of do that. Let's see if we can get that in the center. And then we need our text. I wonder if good. I'm glad that I kept it outline or kept it live from yesterday. That's why you don't get rid of
there you go
everything, because I would have had to go start searching around for that, which would not have been very fun. So I really want to make this bold. So feeling down, go uptown.
This is such a great tagline.
Oh yeah. Really,
so
really good.
Was saying earlier that he has a marketing background, so that's why he was able to come up with the taglines so easily.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have a question here. Do you prefer to present to the client in person, virtual, or do you typically just email the presentation? That's a great question.
I always prefer in person if I can, because it's usually just better, you know. It's better for communication purposes. It's better for really filling out what they liked from it, what they didn't like. You know, it just is an overall better thing to present with. Obviously, during COVID times, you know, we don't always, we've had to deal with not that. So just kind of depends on what your situation is. But yeah, I prefer to be, you know, in person. It's a good question.
That's a great question. We have another one here from Octavio. Why do you choose this bottle for the juice?
Well, normally a client would help dictate, you know, the bottle shape and size. Since this is a fictitious company, I wanted to have something that was easy to put on the shelf, that would fit like a slim label that we've been working on, and also one that would be easy to kind of stack, right? I'm thinking this might be a startup for these two brothers. They might not have a ton of space, you know, who knows what their situation is. So keeping something that's pretty slim and easy, and also that's easy for kids to open, since their main thing is kids. This twist can, it's safe, it's not glass. They can, you know, kids can easily open it. It's not like super modern or anything, not trying to be more than what it is. So that was the reasoning behind that. So what I'm going to do now, oh yeah, you got something else?
Sorry, we have a cute question here. So we have, can you share where you got your Spider-Man background? Lol.
I actually had that custom designed for me by an artist that I found. I will have to figure out, I can't remember his handle, but
so maybe
yeah, he does a lot of stuff.
Maybe you can share his profile in your stories, and then people can check you out later.
Yeah. What I will do is I'll find it, and after the stream, I will, you know, put his profile in my story. And so if you want to go, he does a lot of cool art. I mean, he's incredible. So that's definitely something that I will do.
So question from Crystal, where do you get your mockups?
Yeah, so I get a lot of them from various different places. One place is, you know, Adobe. Another one is from Envato. There's so many different marketplaces. Creative Market has a lot of great ones that those go to specific designers, and it's really good. So those are kind of the big ones that I usually tend to get mockups from. You know, try to support as best as I can to people that are making stuff. Highly suggest Creative Market. You know, they have a lot of really great ones. Yeah, really great ones.
You can find a lot of mockups too from Behance. Like if you type in mockups in the search bar, you will get a lot of stuff that comes up, and then you can encourage designers or artists by purchasing their mockups too. And there's a lot of free stuff too on Behance.
Yeah, Behance has got a lot of great mockups. I mean, it's kind of crazy. You can find free ones and then support them, like you said. And I really encourage doing that, because those are people that are trying to, you know, make a little side hustle. They're all doing, you know, they're super creative. So big fan of doing that.
I love mockups so much that I have an external hard drive specifically just for mockups.
That's
I have
fantastic.
everything. Yeah. Everything. Every time I see a collection that I don't have that I think would be applicable to my niche, I get them put in there, so then I know they're always safe and they're all labeled properly, so I can go back to them like really easily.
Yeah, no, that's funny. Yeah, it's I've kind of got the heavy duty computers, so
Oh, me too. It's just that it's like at 10 gigs right now. So
yeah.
so
So I'm gonna
oh,
do let loose and juice for some of these too. So that way we can have a little bit of a mix up for the posters.
we have another question here. When your client choose a specific package shape, how do you then design for it? Do you have to try to find the specifications of the box/bottle yourself, or do they send that to you? This is a good question. Thank you, Val.
Yeah. So before I answer that, I'm just going to tell everyone what I'm doing with this. So what I'm doing to get some JPEGs of these really quickly is I'm just going to export for screens, and then I can come here, I can select the different artboards, and I'm just going to do 3 scale just for the sake of it, and then do that, and then select, let's see, where we go at. I don't know. I can't find the folder easily. So instead of that, I'm just going to drag into my library.
There you go.
Yeah. So to answer your question, a lot of times before we get into that, we've already discussed where they want to put their product in. So if, for instance, when I do a lot of the whiskey distilleries, there's a lot of bottles on like yellow images that are already tailored to bottles that have been created. And so I can easily go in and find the specific bottle that is tailored for that. Now, if we're doing a custom bottle, I might work with a 3D artist to build something in,
interesting.
You know, I can't remember the 3D program for Adobe. I'm blanking, but they might build something in that for me specifically, so that way I can show it to them. So there's a lot of different things you can do, but that's usually what happens.
That's great. We have another one here. For you as a creative director, what is the most important step at the beginning of a branding project?
Most important step? It's a good question. I think it's really about, that is a good question. Research, research is really the biggest thing. Knowing the client, understanding what they're doing, that's the most important thing. So research is always, to me, the most important step. Knowing what it is that who we're working with, why they want what we're providing, that's always going to be the top for me.
The reasons behind the project, who's the audience.
Yeah, all that's going to be
why should
important.
People care, essentially, when you're starting, right? Like,
yeah, really, why should people care about this thing we're doing? But so really mostly like their passion and stuff.
Sorry, Vuduval said that the 3D program you were talking about is Dimension.
Dimension, that's what it is. I couldn't, for some reason I was blanking.
You're doing a lot at once right now, so it's all good.
Oh yeah, it's fine. So we very close to getting this poster done. What's our time looking like? How much time we got?
So we have the creative artist spotlight in about 5 minutes.
Okay, so we should be done for sure.
Something that I do whenever I run into this problem for the mockups, like I would bring in like the poster, and then I would do like a color fill in the background of the poster, so then it like fits properly.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I probably could have done something better than that. I thought I just made an assumption on what the poster, like what the size was, instead
Mm.
of, ideally coming in and um, knowing exactly what it is due to time. But should be okay once we get this down. So we'll save that. And so now, yeah, now we're looking good with that. So I can just duplicate this. We'll do blue just to keep it going quick.
So we have a question here from Amy. Chris, do your new baby grand coworkers love soccer as much as you? Are they down to chase some sports branding projects in the future, maybe?
They don't love, no one loves soccer as much as me, so that's unfair. But we love sports branding projects, and so I don't think there'd be any issue in us working on it. But no, I don't think anybody loves soccer as much as me, so it's unfair for me to put that on there.
There you go.
So yeah, so now we're looking pretty good with those. So I will come down. Let's just do this in like green. Grab our green bottle.
I love that this project is using a lot of color. Like their color personally makes me so happy. So whenever I do see a brand that is bold and is colorful, I'm like attracted to it immediately.
Yeah, it does help a lot when we're able to use a lot of color. Color is just so engaging. And so
It
the
is.
more we can pull color in our projects, we try to do it. So yeah, we are getting there. All right, it looks like we only got a couple more here, and then we'll have our full poster mock. So let's do we do orange? We did not do orange or red. So we'll do red, and then we'll do grape. And then we'll have not only all of our bottles, but we'll have all of our posters, and we would have been done in time, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, seriously. Always meet those deadlines.
Always got to meet the deadlines. One more. We'll do purple for the grape drink. All right.
So we have a question here from Zach. What apps would you recommend using for graphic designing?
I would highly recommend, if you're doing kind of logo branding, I would recommend what we're using throughout this process, which is Adobe Illustrator. Super good, just really great for making vectorized graphics and logos. So I would recommend that. If you're doing illustration kind of style, then maybe you want to check out like Fresco or even Photoshop. That's not my forte, but that's what I would suggest. So yeah, and Illustrator is this program in here. And yeah, so let's, we only got a couple more minutes. Hopefully that answered your question. And let's pull in our poster. So our poster series is looking really good.
Really good.
Like that's looking really, really good. And so
that person in front should not be blurry. You should be like looking at it in awe of all the posters.
Yeah, come on, person. What are you doing? Be better.
Oh well, maybe the brand was not for that person, but
yeah. So yeah, we now we're just kind of putting all of the bottles here as a quick reference. This is similar to how I would possibly present it to a client as well, which is like all of them together, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to where they look really good.
Do you offer explanation too? Like, do you show your design process whenever you present stuff to clients?
Not the process, but definitely show, or the only explanation really is that they signed off on the brand exploration from the beginning. So we'll say the reason we did this is because we all agreed that we wanted to be colorful in the start, you know. So that's the reason why it all looks this way. If we didn't do that, then they'd be like, then they would ask the question, well, why did you do this? And instead, we can just say the reason it is because we already agreed to this. So
that's it. So it is time to go to our artist spotlight.
Yeah.
So maybe we can continue that fine tuning right after.
Yeah, let's do it. So here we go. Let me go full screen. So yeah, all Caroline.
Right. Sarette. I hope I'm saying this I'm saying it in French. So Caroline Sarette.
Ooh.
From New York. Great looking portfolio. Which one would you like to explore first?
I'm really interested in this Lulu diver. This is what ooh, that's beautiful.
It is beautiful. I love how the wave is carried across like the diver part.
Yeah, that's really creative how the R flows in and goes across. Mm-hmm. This application shot right now just sets a super mood with the leaves. And the illustration too, you know, you've got maybe it's a beetle. I'm not sure. I want to know what it is, but it's just really nice how that flows really well into that.
So it says like in the circle, it says if you go up again.
Oh yeah.
There's French in here, so that's why I'm getting excited. Le monde du silence. So it means the world of silence. So underwater photography. I love that because when you do go underwater, it is like everything is like you don't silent, hear as a silent kind of. So this is great. All right, sorry, I got excited with the French part.
No, I can't provide that. So this would be Le Monde du Silence. That's what that would have been for me.
There you go. So. That's not that bad.
No, don't try to make me feel better. Don't make me feel better. This is beautiful. I love this palette.
Great mock-up too.
A lot of brand feel, and then the little wave is instead of like a line or whatever. That's really cool. Ooh, tote bag.
Some looks swag cool. Happening.
This is stunning. Yeah, this is really, really good. So I guess that's like a seahorse. Is that, or the slug maybe?
Maybe a slug, but I think I don't know the word of that fish, but there's a fish that I think that's what it is. And I think that's what we're seeing in that picture. But it's a fish that literally like, oh yeah, we're seeing it here.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So I think it's a fish that kind of like floats and it's just, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. I love that the pictures overlay and it's using that fish you're talking about. And I guess some other type of fish. And then they've got the stamp there. Oh, look.
Oh, there you go. It's a rework it. Great.
Very cool.
This is looking cool.
Where would you like to go?
I kind of want to see the fake news thing.
All right, let's do it.
So this is like very dramatic.
It feels very Knives Out, you know, like that movie Knives Out.
Oh, yes. That was a good one.
Yeah. It's a really dramatic poster, you know.
Good, yeah. I would put that in my office.
Yeah, and it's like it's pen, but it's also kind of blood, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, some people do suffer from fake news, so there you go. This is
Yeah, it can be deadly, I guess, you know.
mm-hmm.
That's really
Great,
cool.
great use
What
of
next?
fonts. You pick.
I am curious. I'm curious about this 5. Let's check this out. The 5 is my favorite number, so
Oh, there you go. It's a great use of the gold. The gold.
mhm.
I have a hard time saying like gold. Sometimes I say it sounds like gold, but it's
Like
gold.
gold. Yeah,
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
I would love to
But
have this in my hand and like have it shimmering as I'm moving it.
mhm. Whenever my clients like ask for metallic Pentones, I go bananas. So this is great.
Oh yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mood right there. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
That's
yes.
what we want.
Yes.
That's what we
Praise.
want.
That's what we want.
Thank you,
Cool,
Caroline.
nice, and like embossed
Yes,
print.
Caroline Sarate. That's what I'm talking
Yes.
about. That's good stuff. Give me
Do
all
you
the
get
gold. Oh,
excited for print work too? Like whenever you get like that, like do you like print?
oh, I love print. Yeah, I love the tangible thing about it. There's a good podcast on print design. It's a print design podcast. They've got a Instagram, Twitter, everything. Great guy, host. I've been on that one on the before and listened to it regularly. It's really, really good on like if you're interested to learn more about print design, super check that out. Print design podcast. And he has like classes and stuff he does. So I love print. I love it.
Oh, print is amazing. This is great, Caroline. Like we are in awe of your work. Can we check out the first one? The
The
first
Outer
project?
Bridge. Yeah, I'm very intrigued what this is.
Oh, this is like a
Bi-monthly promotional banner, broadcasting music somewhere.
electronic music.
Very cool.
Huh, very cool. Definitely feel the electronic with this wavy, happy emoji.
This is fun. I love this here. This is great. These pins and then application on the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I would rock that on a t-shirt, that little wavy smiley face, big time.
I'm a sucker for pins. I have a pin collection. I know they're like not necessarily super in anymore, but I love pins.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want to make me happy, show me pins.
Hey, Pat, will you grab me that on the thing there? You talked about pins. I want to show y'all something very cool from some good friends of mine at Pretty Useful Co. They have, Patrick, my friend, is going to be a model. They have a pin.
Hey, Patrick.
Look at this.
Nice.
It shows.
Can you get closer to the camera?
Yes.
Oh,
so
cool.
It is you know how you have leather jackets where you have pins. They sell a product that's on a felt banner, and you can put all your pins instead of them just dangling wherever. You can actually have them displayed. So I've got a bunch of soccer pins on here, some pins from the Hoods and Creative Works, Spider-Man, so Theory 11. So yeah,
wow,
check them out. Pretty Useful Co. They've got a website. They sell online. They
I
are
will get myself one of those.
really great people. Really great people. So
See?
I need to get one of these pins for that.
Caroline, you should definitely reach out to them and see if you can maybe collaborate on something. That would be great.
Yeah, y'all would work wonders together, I'm sure.
Good job, Caroline. This is a very great looking portfolio. Everyone in the chat right now, please go and check her out. Give her a follow, give some comments. Good job. And yeah, thank you for participating.
Yeah, her Instagram is Caroline Sarate Designs, I would assume. And then Behance is Caroline Sarate. I'm sure someone's putting that in the chat, but you can go give her a follow.
There you go. So now we will be doing the final touches to this. So how would you present everything like to a client? So now you have like all the bottles. Like you said that you would probably present something like from, another mock-up with the back label.
Yeah. So for instance, what I would do is, probably something, I'm making these artboards way too big, but just so y'all can see them. Let me go back to my Photoshop. So I'd prefer to not use the back of the orange. I'd rather use the back of like maybe the banana or watermelon. Let's just do the watermelon. So I'll get the watermelon back and I'll put it on here. And so now I'll go back and select my green, right? We did green for watermelon. What did we do? No, we did like a reddish.
It's this one, the one underneath. Oh, yeah, this one. There you go.
Yeah.
That one.
So then I'm going to export. Oh, I got to change my preferences again. Change to PNG. Okay. And now we'll export this. And so, yeah, I would definitely come back and, I need to actually put this into my library. Well, no, I don't need to drag it in there. Sorry for all the screen flipping. Here we go.
Part of the process.
Embrace
the process.
Embrace. Perfect. So yeah, I would come in and I do something like this. I bring in the watermelon and then make it the same size. And then, yeah. So I would do something like this where you could see the front and the back very clearly. Pull this, bring in my watermelon color. I'm gonna do Shift Command left bracket to send it the back. And so now we have a very clear, showcase of a product. So I would say, hey client, like we want to have we have these custom illustrations of both of y'all for the front. So you'll always be present with your brand. We've got this cool script font for the product name. And this yellow circle will be where we highlight the specific flavor profile for this drink. And then we have the back so you can see how it goes front and back. And then we kind of show them everything, right? So these are all your different product lines. This is, everything from your banana nana to your green envy, very cherry, one in a melon, razzmatazz, grape drink, electric blueberry, orange you glad. And so this is the Uptown Juice Bros, that is their product line. And then I'll be like, all right. And then if you want to go and throw some posters up, this is how cool your posters can be, right? This is just really dope. It could make a whole block super vibrant and it just feels cool. So that is how we would present it.
That is great. So basically you present one and then you hype them up a little bit and then it's like, and this is what we could do. And then when they see the full thing, like you're hoping that they go.
Yeah. You're hoping they'll be like wowed with color and they'll start seeing unicorns and rainbows and they won't be able to control their emotion. That's the hope. So trying to find if we have any other. So another thing we could do is we could do something fun, like show them like, all right, if you want to get into the baby market, like you could pull up this. Another one we could do is kind of show that you can pull up a mock-up and show like if you had a store, this might be a mock-up we might show to really highlight, them in a store. And so
maybe a juice truck too.
A juice truck.
Juice truck would be really cool.
So I'm going to bring in my Uptown Juice Bros logo just in here so I have it. And then let's see. I'm going to make another subfolder for colors. So that way I can bring in our colors and they won't be so far down. Because they're kind of tired of having to scroll all the way down there for them, use them so often. Bring them all into here. Well, that did not work. Let's see if we'll try it again.
So Val said, I like that you have a store with fresh juice. Nice.
Exactly. Got to be fresh. So I just right clicked and moved them there the old fashioned way.
So we have about like 7 minutes before we wrap up everything. So maybe after this, we can do a full recap of what we have done, and we can maybe see where we can follow you. And this will be our live.
Yeah, no, for sure. So this is like a really simple, like just cup. What we'd probably end up doing is putting the illustrations of the brothers on there. So, what we
I think you have time. I mean, you still have a bit of time.
Yeah. So we might do something where we show you can give a little bit of a contrast to them. Link them in there. So that way they have a little bit of a background, and it's less that you have to worry about them showing up. So come back to Photoshop. Oh, not what I need to do. Next one, mockup. And let's just do this and see what happens. I think it's not going to look right, but there you go, right? You're something easy, something fun. You can move that up.
Definitely play it up.
Yeah.
How about if the logo touches a yellow circle? If you have kind of an overlay happening.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then make it a tad bigger. See, I'm doing that, the art director now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we would play around. You know what might be cool is if we did it where it was like that, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
It probably.
And then it would wrap everything better.
Exactly. So yeah, we would play around more and more, but we would get there eventually, right? And so now you've got at least something that's kind of cool, a little bit crazy and not, super tidy, because the brand is meant to be a bit buck wild. And then with this, we could do something the same. So let's see if I just got rid of this and I just threw that in. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. See, now we're getting a bit crazier, right? So we could easily just, it might be good for something like this is just taking one of our here. So taking that and just putting this in. If it's baby drink, then now we just have a little baby circle, watermelon. That's very cute. Makes me very happy.
That is super cute. All right. So can you take us back to your full process, like how you started with the logo, the designing the characters, and how you came up with this full brand?
Yeah, so we're going to look at my super chaotic artboard here. we'll talk about our process. So we started out just with a couple name options. So we had Uptown Juice Bros, we had Voyage, we had a couple other things, and we let chat kind of dictate the name. We landed on Uptown, gave some backstory to the brand. We did some custom illustrations of the brothers' faces. We started out, these two brothers growing up, so we made some people with dreads. We started building some iconography fruit, but we wanted to utilize our time wisely, so we grabbed some stock fruit from Adobe and kind of built out the brand from there. Built these custom labels, decided on the layout of everything, used some really cool fonts from some dope people, and really just started fleshing this bad boy out. We did some test runs first day on some label design, and today we fleshed out everything to a pretty high level where you've got a holistic family of front labels and names all in the same style, and then a back that has the same color variations. We threw it on mockups, made sure every mockup was looking good, and now we have a full scale brand identity and particular style for the Uptown Juice Bros. And then we wanted to make sure that it could be applicable in how we present it to our client. So we showed them how it could look on a poster. So we made this cool poster series here. Chat gave us a really great slogan, "Feel it down, go Uptown."
Oh, yeah.
And so now we have a really great poster campaign series, and then also presenting just the front and back in a quick old mock-up. So we did a lot.
Whew, yeah, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
This is a lot. I can't believe that we were able to do all this in the span of almost 4 hours. That is crazy. It's looking great. Loving the colors, loving the vibe of the two brothers. I would definitely love to be their friend.
Yeah, me too.
If they were real, yeah. Jeremy is saying those colors are amazing and amazing work. Yeah, it's looking
Thanks.
Great. So Chris, where can we find you and find your work?
Yeah, so let me pull up this. So you can find me on Instagram. You can follow our company, Baby Grand, BBYGRND. That's where we'll be posting most of our work going forward. My former company, Creative Punch, we merged with another agency in Memphis. And so now we're one kind of big team and really doing some great stuff. And if you want to see some of our past work, check out Creative Punch MG. We'll still post on there, sometimes, but it's got a lot of the previous stuff that I've done, from packaging, barbecue to whiskey, everything of the sorts. Another way you can find me is if you're on Behance. You can check out some of my projects on there. Pretty much the same stuff, but maybe a few new pictures. If you want to understand more about our agency in general, I would invite you to, check out our website, babygrand.co, and you can learn more about our staff and about me. And if you just want to hang out and learn, talk to me, I am CP23 on all social stuff, just my personal. That's CPTWOTHREE. And that's on Instagram, Twitter, and the likes. So hit me on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, you want to be super professional about it, we can be nice and handshaky on there. That'd be fun.
Shaky.
Yeah, handshaky. That's the more very formal, nice to meet you. Here's my business card. So we can be like that, or we can kick it in the Twitterverse, whatever you want.
That is great. I did have a good look at your Creative Punch website before meeting you, and I was like, oh, there is a lot of work happening. This is crazy. This is great. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Chris. It has been a great pleasure hosting you. Thank you to everyone in the chat who has been helping us with designing the Uptown Juice Brothers or Bros brand, helping us coming up with taglines, with flavors. It was a real blast. Now, stay tuned for the XD Creative Challenge replay with Jesse. Tomorrow, we have a day of masterclasses with Adobe Evangelists, followed by office hours. So, yes, we actually have 2 minutes. So maybe we could say, oh, okay, we'll wrap up. So thank you so much, everyone. See you again soon and stay safe.
Thank y'all.